to Brian and Yootha, who everybody knows
You must be out of breath.
as different people. It ain't easy, it ain't easy.
Right.
Two things to talk to you about. You're in town in Wilmslow doing George and Mildred.
Huh?
What picture do you think you paint of marriage?
Oh,
Oh, that's a nasty question, darling,
yes,
isn't it? Yes.
pretty nasty, I would have thought.
No, I think, pretty average.
How does it correspond to your feelings about marriage?
Yes. You would, wouldn't you? Because I'm the married one, you see.
Yes.
Yes, except everybody down my street thinks I'm married to Yootha, you see, which is
We'll
very
come to
disturbing when the real wife goes
We'll come to
indoors.
your being lost in your character in a minute. I mean, you think it's an average marriage that you play, don't you, in a sense? Ups and downs.
Yes, I think going through its very sticky periods of the middle years, they're always sticky periods.
Everyone told me the first year was the worst.
Yes,
Apparently
well, it depends what time of the year.
which bit do you think's the worst?
Is it his
Don't talk about me. I got enough problems. No, you're not. No, you're not. Right, at this point, for reasons of deep embarrassment, we shall cease to talk about marriage and talk instead about the fact that you are, in fact, it's probably not known to many of the public, you're really very good classical actors. You worked with Joan Littlewood, you were at RADA, you played Hamlet in Warsaw,
Oh,
believe
yes.
it or not.
You do know what? Laurence Olivier was doing the same performance on screen, and they said mine was more tragic.
Well, I
don't know
can
if that was
believe that.
praise or what.
good
Yes.
Do you worry about the fact that
Yes.
you are only known as George and Mildred, in a sense?
Sometimes, yes. Yes, sometimes it gets a bit boring. People says, how, George? And you say, lovely, thank you very much. And they say, now, if he's not giving you what you want, darling, you come to me. That's lorry drivers and taxi drivers.
I do the same thing with lorry drivers,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, do you, darling? Oh, that's very interesting.
Is it, well, I can understand that. Is it easier, do you think, to do a TV comedy at 8 o'clock at night for that kind of thing? Or is it easier, would you say, to do the sort of classical acting?
Not easier, no.
Everyone would think that the heavy acting is the hard bit and this must be easy.
Yeah, well, it can be, but I mean, doing a different television episode every week is hard work.
What about timing? I mean, the things that you learnt, I mean, both of you were at RADA, weren't you?
Yes,
All those
yes.
technical things you learnt there about serious acting, do you use them?
Well,
I didn't learn anything at RADA at all.
You didn't?
No,
What were you doing
all.
then?
I don't know. I was having fun. I was great. I was being a student, having a lot of fun, but I didn't learn a lot. It wasn't until I went out into the theatre and actually got on in front of an audience, and you say, "Oh, I see. That's what it's all about." And but you don't learn anything at RADA. I'm sorry. Oh,
No, I didn't learn much either.
No, right.
In fact, I think I left after 6 months.
Yes, I didn't last long.
They learnt
either.
a lot.
Who have you learnt your comedy from? I mean, you played serious plays. I mean, who do you respect in comedy that you've learnt timing from and looked at?
I love I used to personally love all the old silent film comedians.
Right.
But the recent, I've been watching on the box now, Morecambe and Wise,
Yeah.
Tommy Cooper.
And Buster Keaton, darling, Harry Hancock. Right.
We're going back into
Yeah,
we're going back
Yeah,
into
we
the
are,
past
actually,
here, aren't
but
we?
I
We're
know,
moving
but
along.
it-
However, to bring ourselves up to date, one thing that I always like to ask people who are, in a way, set in parts, like George and Mildred, what part that you have played on the stage was your favourite in the past?
Well, for me, apart from Hamlet, which I had a good struggle at and lost, Archie Rice, I think,
In The Entertainer, the old decaying musical entertainer.
Yes.
What about you?
There was a lovely play called Man on the Glass Booth, which didn't last very long.
That's by Robert Shaw. It was about,
Yes,
the
it was.
concentration camps, wasn't
That's
it?
absolutely. And I played redhead Rosie Rosen, who was an Israeli who went around collecting all these Germans up to take them back to Israel to try them. Oh, it was a super part. Yes.
But now you are George and Mildred, aren't you?
Yes.
Now we are.
Well,
yeah.
not forever, of course, because none of these things last
Oh
forever.
no.
Not even married last week.
No.
Thank you both very, very much for coming in and talking to us about that. Can we tell you, by the way, they are at the Rex Wilmslow now, even though Brian keeps telling the audiences how happy he is to be playing Salford again. They're for the rest of the week and all next week. Single tickets only left, I'm afraid, but they're playing in Leeds the week after that, if you can get over the Pennines. Thank you both very much. Now the Theatre Clwyd. They have taken the